One of the most talked about issues on the global agenda is still U.S. President Donald Trump's tariffs. As you may recall, Trump chose to impose 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico and up to 10% and 60% on China. Trump had suspended tariffs on Mexico and Canada, and they are scheduled to go into effect on March 4th. As the date draws nearer, Trump has brought up this date multiple times in recent weeks, raising concerns, particularly in Canada. The Ottawa government even looked to China and the European Union to mitigate the effects of U.S. tariffs. Canada's primary objective in recent days was to strengthen ties with Europe rather than trade with the United States, despite reports that Canadian officials recently revised their plans to ship some resources, including liquefied natural gas, to China. The two nations are changing their economic dynamics, according to experts who have frequently discussed Canada and Italy together. Even the European Union is taken aback by Canada's relationship with Italy. If Canada had chosen Italy over the U.S., what is current information on trade between Italy and Canada? What strategy was Canada pursuing with Italy to avoid U.S. tariffs? We will examine the answers to all of these important questions together. But before we do, please remember to subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications, and like our content to stay up to date with our content. Let's return to our main topic first. It is important to note that Italy already has a significant presence in the Canadian market, and they are interested in the food sector, positioning themselves as potential alternative suppliers in the event that the U.S. imposes trade restrictions and Canada decides to impose retaliatory tariffs against the U.S. Italian agri-food products hold a significant place in the Canadian market, following that of the U.S. and Mexico, when we examine Canada's food imports by exporting nations. Italy has even outperformed France in this area, with $1.5 billion in exports. After the U.S. and Mexico, Italy is the third largest trading partner of Canada in recent years. The Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement, which is presently in provisional implementation, has decreased customs barriers on a significant number of Italian agri-food products in the event that trade restrictions between the United States and Canada are implemented. This has helped to increase Italian imports. This deal improves Italy's standing in the food industry, especially if Ottawa diversifies its supply sources to lessen its reliance on the U.S. Italy's goods will gain even more. The relationship between Italy and Canada actually has the ability to conceal the tensions and effects of the U.S. tariffs, which would allow Canada to grow its market share and solidify Italy as a trustworthy trading partner at the moment. In order to verify this, we must examine the trade network between Italy and Canada for 2024. By comparing the market shares of Italy and the U.S. in different sectors of the Canadian food industry, we can identify some important areas where Italy could increase its market share if Canada imposes tariffs on U.S. food imports. At the same time, Italy exports a relatively small percentage of intermediate and final unpackaged food products to Canada. But packaged food and beverages present intriguing opportunities in specific markets where Italian export shares are comparable to those of the United States, and include alcoholic beverages, milk, yogurt, cheese, oil, rice, and pasta. In particular, a comparison of the historical trends of Italian and U.S. exports of alcoholic beverages to Canada reveals a steady increase in Italian exports since the Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement went into effect in 2017. This growth has accelerated further in the last 2 years, indicating a position strengthened by the recognition of the quality and value of Italian wine products. Therefore, in a context of growing instability in global trade dynamics fueled by Trump's tariff war, the Italian food sector could find growth opportunities in a strategic market like Canada by leveraging the tensions between Ottawa and Washington and capitalizing on the strong international reputation of Italian products. Because Italian companies can expand their market share in Canada, they may view these changes as a potential benefit and carefully evaluate AL as a substitute for the United States' protectionist policies. Marketplaces for their exports to the U.S. Italy could also greatly improve its friendly ties with Canada in this area. The roadmap for deeper collaboration between Italy and Canada is one thing that truly illuminates both nations. In addition to highlighting the two nations' shared commitment to working closely together to address global issues and advance sustainable prosperity, global stability, and the rule of law, including their respective group of 7 presidencies in 2024 and 2025. This roadmap seeks to fortify this relationship by framing and facilitating cooperative efforts and initiatives in areas of shared interest. Let's now examine the two nations' trade and investment balance in more detail. There is potential for greater ambition and substantial growth opportunities in strategic sectors like critical minerals, semiconductors, because Italy and Canada have robust trade and investment relationships with economies that complement one another and benefit from the strength of small and medium-sized businesses. Aviation e-mobility technologies for clean energy and life sciences. In order to achieve this, Italy and Canada are looking for ways to promote even closer trade and investment ties. One such way is by encouraging institutional investors to share information with one another, and by investigating possible areas for collaboration and best practice exchange. Through specific initiatives like the CDP Business Matchmaking Platform, which was introduced in Canada in November 2023 and aims to bring together a large number of Italian and Canadian companies, the two nations are also dedicated to fostering stronger business ties between small and medium sizes. Italy and Canada are dedicated to working with their African partners to advance equitable and sustainable economic growth that benefits all. The two nations are looking for opportunities to work together to further the 2023 Sustainable Development Goals and promote peace, development, and prosperity throughout the continent. These opportunities include initiatives to support sustainable food systems, access to high-quality healthcare and education, energy security, and physical and digital infrastructure assets. These actions are also in line with Italy's MATE plan for Africa. On the other hand, Italy and Canada are promoting more collaboration between their respective development finance institutions, including the advancement of projects like the bank's €150 million lending facility, West African DEVOP-M, to enhance assistance for the private sector in West Africa within the framework of the Group of 7 KAD deposits, are very in order to improve coordination and cooperation. Canada is collaborating with a group of 7 development finance institutions. Because of their close relationship with the European Union, the two nations also work together in the areas of security and defense. Italy and Canada are advancing global security by finding ways to work together on projects like cybersecurity and the climate security nexus, and by maintaining the current collaboration between the North Atlantic Treaty Organization's Climate Change and Security Center of Excellence in Montreal and the Forward Land Forces Battle Group in Latvia. Canada and Italy are also working together more to improve cybersecurity and high cybersecurity standards, lessen a company's and consumers' susceptibility to cyber attacks. They are also developing cyber capacity building programs, regulatory measures, and international norms for responsible state behavior in cyberspace. Italy and Canada maintain close security solidarity in policing and combating organized crime. This solidarity is realized through the Memorandum of Understanding between the Italian Ministry of the Interior and the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, as well as the existing bilateral agreements on mutual legal assistance and extradition between the two ministries of justice. The two countries are also much closer in the context of the Group of 7 rapid response mechanisms on monitoring, analyzing, and countering artificial intelligence (LED) threats of foreign information, man population, and interference, and associated risks and opportunities. Both countries acknowledge the growing transnational dimension of this phenomenon. Through the United Nations and current international police cooperation mechanisms like Interpol and Europol on energy, both nations have also improved their ties. Moreover, Italy and Canada are remarkably united in their commitment to creating clean and renewable energy technologies that will advance their shared climate biodiversity, trade cooperation, energy security, and other environmental goals, such as meeting the pledges made at the Group of Seven Ministerial Meeting on Climate, Energy and Environment in Vera the Turin. In particular, Italy and Canada continue to collaborate through international initiatives like the Powering Past Coal Alliance to drive global efforts to phase out existing uninterrupted coal power generation in energy systems in the first half of the 2030s. Crucial minerals are essential to meeting climate goals, and both countries aim to help keep the 1.5-degree target within reach and pursue and support the clean energy transition. In keeping with the Group of Seven commitments made during the Italian presidency, Italy is thinking about joining the Alliance for Sustainable Critical Minerals in order to support the growth of bilateral economic, scientific, and technological cooperation in the field. Through multilateral forums like the Critical Materials and Minerals Conference, Italy and Canada also keep up their cooperation. Hydrogen is one of the most promising fuels as we work toward net zero emissions. Italy and Canada are supporting the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding between the Italian and Canadian hydrogen associations that will give market advantages in the areas of hydrogen energy and fuel cell technology. On the other hand, Italy and Canada support the role of sustainable fuels, including sustainable biofuels, as part of a larger bioeconomy to decarbonize hard-to-reduce SE and heavy-emitting industries. The two countries also continue their cooperation through multilateral forums, such as the International Energy Agency's Bioenergy Technology Collaboration Program, the Global Bioenergy Partnership, the Clean Energy Ministerial Biofuels Platform, Mission Innovation, the Group of 20 Energy Transition Working Group, and the Global Biofuels Alliance, emphasizing the importance of carbon management technologies in the move towards net zero.